One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Welcome, one and all. Hello. This is the Ash Brown Uncensored Show. This is a show in which I talk about a little bit of everything and anything, maybe something on my mind, maybe something off of pop culture. This is my last recording of the year. Wow. Crazy how a year just flies by. I got a comment on social media this week that kind of hit me a little, some kind of way, because it made me stop and reflect on a little bit of my journey. Some of you know, some of you don't know, some of you may not even care, but in 2013, I lost my mom, and I spent a lot of 2014 just on a mission. I don't know, I guess you could say I was on a mission, but also I was trying to figure things out for myself. And this person sent me a message online and said, "Hey, Ash, how did you deal with your grief after the passing of your mom?" And my immediate reaction was like, I didn't deal well with it. I didn't deal well at all. In 2014, my coping mechanism was to inundate myself with work so that I didn't have to think about my grief. And that is not healthy. I didn't know it at the time, in all honesty. I had an aunt that would call me on a weekly basis to check on me, make sure that I was cool and I was good. And I always give her like this fake rendition of what I thought that she wanted to hear. And, be like, "Oh, Auntie, I'm great. Everything's wonderful. Everything's great. Everything's magnificent. And I'm just great." She's like, "Ash, go and talk to someone. Go get a counselor, go to grief counseling." "Oh, I don't need that. I'm good. Everything's wonderful." So I inundated myself with work. And the way that I did that was I basically volunteered, y'all, for like a whole year. I gave off all of these free services of myself. I hosted events. I produced events. I managed companies. I did a lot of television work. I did some videos. I did a lot of stuff. I had my hands in so many different things to where I had a full schedule always, but it wasn't fulfilling to me. I was doing these things that mattered for other people. I was doing all these things. A lot of people got a lot of free work out of me that year because I wanted to not think about my grief. I didn't want to think about missing my mom. I didn't want to think about going on this life without her being my right hand as she's always been. And a lot of people saw that as their opportunity to get over on me. And they did. A lot of people got over on me. A lot of people got free work out of me. Just one of them was this company that really and honestly wasn't doing anything. And they asked me to co-anchor, which was like a talk show, pop culture show, music show. And we would have people to come on set, and me along with a co-anchor, we would interview these people. We would talk about their hopes and dreams and what they're doing in the industry and talk about their latest project and whatever the case is. And then they would do a performance and stuff. And I did that for like a solid month. And we popped out, I don't know, like 5 or 6 episodes. And the person that was running the company, they knew that I was still grieving. They knew that I needed to feel as though I was doing something or accomplishing something. So they would push me even harder. And it got to the point where I'm asking about money. I'm asking about sponsorships. I'm asking about any kind of residual income from this gig, essentially. Because, they're complimenting, "Oh my gosh, Ash, you're so good for this. You're just wonderful. You're made for this. Oh, this is so good. You're going to do so well for our company and for this brand and for this. Everything's going to be wonderful, Ash." And then when I ask about money, "Oh, well, we're going to get to that eventually, but what you're doing now is great. It's great." And it got to where I felt very used. I felt like this person was using me. They were using the opportunity that they had to build something with me. They were started barking out orders to me about oh, well, you're going to have to go to, you got to go to Alabama, then you got to go to New Orleans, and you got to come back to Florida, and you're going to shoot here, and then you're going to do this there, and you're going to go for a fitting here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All with not providing not 1 cent, all with not providing not one wardrobe, all without providing any resources whatsoever. So you expect me to spend money out of my own pockets? Not going to work. So I told them, yeah, I'm not doing it no more. And they acted as if they were cool with it. Oh, yeah, I understand, it's cool, whatever, whatever. But then the minute that the clock struck 12, I turned into the evil missus, as they want to put it, because I didn't want to do what they wanted me to do. I was painted as the big bad wolf. I was painted as the wolf in sheep's clothing. I was painted as, they called me a voodoo priestess, y'all. I was like, I don't even know what that is. They said that I put roots on people. I didn't even know what, I had no idea what the heck roots was. I had to actually look it up and find out. But all of this because I didn't want to do what you wanted me to do. That's what it came down to. That's really what it came down to. And it solidified my decision in not working with those people anymore because they were full of shit. They were full of shit. I wish them well in all their future endeavors. I just knew I wasn't going to be involved with them anymore. I knew that without the shadow of any doubt. I knew that I was not going to deal with them any further. And yeah, they continued to mudsling and drag my name through the dirt. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. Oh, she's blah, blah, blah. And the more that they did that, the more that you basically just showed me exactly why I shouldn't work with you anymore. Thank you so much. In case I had any question in my mind whether or not to work with you again, thank you so much for showing and proving who you really are. Who you are. I helped to produce an improv show. I did. Whether or not they want to recognize it for what it is or not. But yeah, I did help produce a show. I helped pull the show together. That was really like one of my first MCing type of gigs. I've never really been on a mic like that. And I got comfortable in front of crowds of people. It was super cool. And a lot of the people that would come out to these shows were people that I knew in the industry. These are people that I knew from at my Atlanta days as working underground in music. So a lot of them would come through, show support, show love. And the person that was in the forefront of this group didn't like the attention I was getting. Even though I'm highlighting your brand, I have nothing to gain from this. There are no legal contracts or anything, any legal bounds that are helping me to stand out from your brand. I am just helping you along the way. And it came to a point where the person that was running the show got jealous of me emceeing, which it was suggested that I MC the show anyways. It wasn't even my idea to MC the show. But they suggested that I MC and I introduced everyone. And I knew everybody in the troupe so well. I knew all of their stories. I knew what they were working on. So it gave me a little bit more ease when I introduced them to put a little extra pizzazz in it, put a little love into it, because I knew what they were going through and I knew how to hype them up. I knew how to hype them up. But like I said, the person that was running the show, they got jealous or whatever, which was really kind of ridiculous. But they got jealous and did not like the attention that I was getting from emceeing the gig in which they were, the star of. So one day they told me, "Oh yeah, we don't need you to MC anymore. Just follow me around with a notebook and pad and take notes. I need you to take notes." No. We're not doing that. Let me tell you something. I have a bachelor's degree. I went to Columbus State University in Columbus, Georgia. I have a bachelor's degree in communications as a human science. I study people for life, honestly, for a living. That's essentially what you want to say. So no, I'm not going to be a flunky to a flunky. You didn't even graduate. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? No, I'm not going to be a flunky to a flunky. So I decided that was my last day working with that brand, that company, weren't going to do anything else further with them. And then somebody else that was linked to that brand, we had a pretty good, I would say we had a pretty good bond, and, nothing romantically linked or anything like that. But we were cool. I looked at them as though they were like the big brother that I always wanted. And they had an idea for a radio show that they wanted to do. And they gave me the ideas for it and all the different things and all that they wanted to do with it. And it just came on my spirit that that's not what I wanted to do. And I expressed all of my feelings as to why I didn't want to do that particular type of show. And do y'all know this person went off on me? They went off. Like AWF. They went off on me. Went off talking about my looks, talking about my professions, talking about how I'm not going to go nowhere. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to be nothing. I mean, I'm like, yeah, let it all out. Let it all out how you really feel. Let me know how you feel, baby. Let me know. And they went all the way off on me. And while I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, so this is how you really feel. You actually never liked me. You never liked me. You just wanted to manipulate me so I would do your bidding. Got it. Got it. Okay, got it. All right, cool. And then they really messed up. Because I'm a type person where I am notorious for giving second chances to people. And that's usually my Achilles heel. Because usually when I give a second chance, that's when they mess up even worse. And it's like, first chance is it. So this person decides to go off in such a way to where they bring up my blood. They bring up my family. And if y'all don't know nothing else about me and my blood, understand and notice. If you ever in this truly ever life want me to just snip and cut all cords with you, bring up my family in any aspect, any aspect at all, and it's a wrap for you. It's a wrap. They brought up my blood, and that was it. And I was like, oh, confirmation. You are permanently cut off. Permanently. Got the big scissors on that one. Got the big scissors. I mean, again, I wish them well. I hope that everything works out for them. But I say this to say, had I not gone through those experiences, had I not had to deal with those snakes, those wolves in sheep's clothing, they try to say that I'm the wolf in sheep's clothing, when they really the big bad wolf. If I had not gone through those experiences, I wouldn't be the person talking to y'all today. I wouldn't be able to tell y'all from my experiences what it's been like to go through those things and still stand. Still be able to stand. I couldn't. There wouldn't be no way for me to sit up here and be like, oh, well, I'm doing this. There would be no way for me to do it. So I say that to say, everything molds you. Everything prepares you for your future. And yeah, it may hurt in the moment. And yeah, you may feel foolish and stupid that you did X, Y, and Z things. But you know what? There's a bigger cause for that. There's a bigger meaning behind that shit. You may not understand it. You may not see it in the moment. But you're meant to go through those things for a reason. Point blank, period. Stick a fork in it. So, yeah, the best way I would say to dealing with grief is seek professional attention. Don't try to go it alone, because that's what I try to do. Me trying to go it alone, I'm inundating myself with work. I'm inundating myself with friendships. I went to some parent-teacher conferences, y'all, and I ain't no parent. I don't understand. I look back now and I'm like, what were you thinking, Brown? What were you thinking, Ash? But I needed to go through those things and make those decisions, good, bad, or indifferent, so that I could come out of them and be able to reflect and look back and see, oh, I should not have done that. I shouldn't have done that either. And I know now for the future how I should and should not move. I know that. I know that without the shadow of any type of doubt. I know that. But I say to say, seek professional help. And it may not be something that you want to share with people because you don't want people judging you or your decisions or whatever. Make it be something that's private. You don't have to put everything out there for people for public consumption. You don't. I sought professional help. I went to a grief counselor and they gave me the tools. They didn't solve anything because at the end of the day, you as the person, you have to make the decisions to change your life. You've got to put those things in place. You have to have the discipline. And they gave me tools to help me to continue to move forward. They gave me tools so I wasn't so angry. They gave me tools so I wasn't so sad. And talking it out with someone, the more that I thought that, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk about this. I just want to pretend like none of this stuff even happened. That's not reality. You're playing in Wonderland with Alice at that stage. So you've got to face it. You got to face it dead on. That way, because if your trauma becomes drama, baby, you have a long way to go. It's just going to prolong the process of going through your grief. That's all it's going to do. And this is coming up on 8 years now that my mom has been gone. And I miss her every single day. Every day. Not a day goes by that I don't think about her. Not a day goes by that I don't think about her sacrifices for me. Because doctors told her that she would never conceive a child. They told her it was not possible. And if she did, then that child would have all kinds of mental retardation. It would be a lifetime of medical bills and a whole bunch of trauma and stuff that she didn't need to worry about. She didn't need that. Thank God she didn't listen to them. If she had listened to them, I wouldn't be talking to y'all today. I wouldn't be real. I wouldn't be here. I'd be a myth. But I'm here, so I know that she knew that my life was to serve a bigger purpose. And I feel that purpose is to help others however I see fit. A lot of people will say, oh my gosh, well, Ash, you gave away so much of your time. You gave so much things away. You basically worked for free that 1 year. What did you do? What do you feel about those things that you gave away, that time that you gave away? And the only thing that I could say is immediately afterwards, I did feel foolish. I did feel used. But now I'm in a place of acceptance that I take it for what it is. And I hope that my involvement in those people's lives has helped to enhance their life. That's it. I gave away all kind of furniture, y'all, when I was clearing out my parents' house and doing all these different things. I gave away furniture. I gave away bed sets to people that didn't have beds to sleep on. I gave away a lot of stuff because, number one, I wasn't going to try to be a pack rat. My grandmother and my mother, they had a lot of things. And a lot of the stuff was not stuff that I was wanting to take on. I could only take on so much stuff. So I gave away things that a lot of people would have tried to sell and try to make a big profit off of. I gave things away to people that were in need. And that's one thing that both my grandmother and my mother were really big on, is giving to those that are less fortunate. So I gave those things away. Now, people say, oh, you crazy, you stupid, you foolish, you should have did this, you should have did that. That wasn't on my spirit. That wasn't on my heart. And I hope and I pray that those things, those material items, that they help to enhance someone's life. That's all I can hope for. I would never, I'm not a person that's like, oh, well, I gave you this, well, we're not friends no more, so Give me back that. Oh, we not cool no more, so I want all of that stuff back. No. When you give something to someone, you give it to them. You don't take it back. That ain't right. Point blank, period. So, I say that so you guys will see and know, going into 2022, be conscious of the people that are around you. Be conscious of what you're doing. Grief is a big thing. It's real. I didn't understand the magnitude of the grief that I had until maybe about a year or so ago. And somebody asked me about something that was happening in 2014. I look at that as my year of learning. I used to refer to it as my throwaway year. I was like, oh, I'll just throw that whole year away. That year was trash. Just throw that year away. But that was my year of self-discovery. That was my year of enlightenment. It really was. It really, truly was. So to prevent yourself from going through an entire year of giving to others and not healing yourself from the inside, seek counseling. Seek from, whether you go to a counselor or you know someone or you go to a church or you have a rabbi or whatever the case is, go and speak to someone about your grief. Because I spent a year avoiding my grief. And my grief dealt with me. That's real. I'm not sugarcoating any part of it. I believe I talked about this before. And my breaking point came when, in about 2015 or so, I started hosting events. I started hosting my own events. I started Ash Said It LLC, and I started hosting my own events. And I was hosting a women's brunch, and there was close to maybe 200 something people there. And I'm hosting this event, and at one point or another, I am overwhelmed with emotion. And I get up on the mic to announce the next speaker, and I burst into tears. And not just, oh, boo-hoo here, but no, like an ugly, hysterical cry. And that was the first time in my life that I never predicted it to happen, and I had no control over it. And I did not like that feeling. You mean to tell me I could just burst into tears at any random point? That was not good. That was not a good point to be in. So that's when I decided to listen to my Auntie Anne. Auntie Anne Marie. Hey, Auntie Anne, she's one of my number one supporters, subscribers. She listens to my shows. I love you to pieces, Auntie Anne. And that's when I knew I was not equipped to deal with this. I wasn't. And counseling helps. It doesn't solve anything because you still have to do the work, but it does open up your eyes to a lot of things. And I would recommend that to anyone going through anything right now. PTSD is real. And grief. Grief will deal with us all at some point. So that's how you deal with the grief. Go talk to someone. Go to get a professional attention on that, all right? Putting it out into the universe. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of your love. It's going to be a huge year, 2022. 2022. The Ash Said It brand continues to grow and glow. And over 100,000 downloads worldwide. What? Over 1,800 episodes. What? I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. All of your love. And I will see y'all in 2022. I'll see y'all.